Welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily on to the TV. And if you're out there and you don't necessarily like glasses, you don't have to settle for it. There are contact lenses out there, but we know that a lot of us are not so sure what they are, how they work, what we should do to ensure that we don't harm ourselves whilst we use it. So today's conversation is all about contact lenses, okay? If you have any questions or contributions to the conversation, we want to hear from you. So please use the hashtag Breakfast Daily and the WhatsApp line 0550-585832 for us to hear from you. And today I've been joined by Dr. Sylvia Boamah. She's an optometrist at Lotus Optical Center. They got me these beautiful glasses, so if you want one, check them out. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Japan.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me again.
Now, contact lenses.
Right.
What are they? Tell us all about them.
Okay, so contact lenses originally, they are made for corrective purposes.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is that
It's a substitute for glasses.
Right. So like you who is a glasses wearer, some people don't like to have things hanging on their
faces, yeah.
And so once you have the contact lens on the eye, it sort of mimics the eye. And so you don't, I mean, you're free to have a full view, field of vision, full view of vision. There's also another purpose for it. For which we use for vision therapy in people who have a condition we call keratoconus.
Okay.
Where there's
what is that?
It's a protrusion of the outermost layer of the eye, which we call the cornea.
Okay.
By itself is naturally curved, but in people with keratoconus, they tend to have theirs a bit more curved, more protruded, and so for them, they use what we call the rigid gas-permeable contact lenses.
Okay.
That's a bit hard. It's made of hard plastic.
Okay.
So that's supposed to sort of
hold
reshape
it
the eye. Another use of it also is for people who have what we call corneal scars.
Okay.
You find that some people have a whitish-looking, a whitish tinge to the eye. It's called the corneal scar. And so in those people, some what we call masking lenses or prosthetic contact lenses work for those people as well. So contact lenses, they serve different purposes. First is for correction, also for aesthetic purposes, of which now you find people wearing them for cosmetic reasons, to change the color of their eye. Yes, to different
so those
colors.
ones won't have any prescription. There will be nothing.
There are actually prescription contact lenses that are colored, and I have samples here to show you.
But those who don't have eye problems, they can just have the
They
ones
will go for the zero power contact lenses.
just for the changes in colors.
Yes.
How safe are they?
Contact lenses generally are very safe for use, but it needs to be
handled well.
Handled well, yes, but you need to have it prescribed by an optometrist.
Okay.
You need to have an assessment because contact lenses, there are so many technicalities that come with it.
Okay.
We need to measure the thickness, your central corneal thickness. We need to measure your iris diameter. We need to know your base curve. And so a lot of things goes into contact lenses.
Okay. What are we looking at on the table? Walk us through what we're...
So what we have here, this is quite a popular one, what we call the daily disposable contact lenses. With this, you dispose it at the end of the day.
Okay.
After each wear, you have to dispose it. You can't store it for use later on, right? And when you look at the packaging, there are some figures over here. The base curve, the power, and then the diameter. And so there are different parameters that fits everybody. Not everybody's eye is the same. And so you find that with this one, there's a diameter of 14.2 millimeters. There are some that have 14.5, there are some that have 14 millimeters. So you need to have an assessment before you actually decide
which one is best for you.
You need to have an assessment.
So it's not something you can just buy over the counter.
People do that, but it's completely wrong. Yes, you need to have an assessment to know what would be a perfect fit for you, because the contact lenses, although they are soft because of the materials that are used to make them, when it's not a perfect fit for you, it can cause a lot of problems for you.
Really?
Yes.
What kind of problems?
Right. So I'm just going to show you now
what this looks like.
Yeah. So what I'm using is an applicator. You can decide to use your finger. or the applicator, but I find the
I think the
applicator
applicator is easier
yes,
to use.
it's easier and it's more hygienic.
Yeah.
And before you handle contact lenses, your hands always
Have
need
to
to
be
be washed.
Okay.
So this particular one is a gray prescription contact lens. It's gray. The lens is very soft, extremely soft. And so when it's a perfect fit for you, when it goes on the eye, you're not supposed to feel anything.
Wow.
At all. But where it's not a perfect fit for you, you find that the lens might be too tight on the eye, and so you feel like it's stuck
On the eye.
and sometimes it's even difficult to
Take
get
it
it off.
Ooh.
Yes. But where it's a perfect fit for you, I mean, the lens rides smoothly on the surface of the eye. And so I get people contacting me for contact lenses. Oh, I just needed to. I'm usually a bit skeptical about it because if I haven't had an assessment on you, I would usually
not even do it.
I won't sell to you at all. And in places like the United States, you can't buy contact lenses over the counter, even if it's just for cosmetic purposes. You need to have a prescription. Even if it's for cosmetic purposes, you need to have a prescription for a zero power cosmetic contact lens before you can use it. But over here, you find
Anything
makeup
goes.
artists selling contact lenses, and I want to use this medium to advise people that
To not do that.
I get people in my consulting room every single day. They come back with complications, yes, from
Wow.
contact lens wear because
What kind of complications can you get?
Right.
Because you're just, to the layman, I'm just putting something in my eye and I'm taking it off at
and
the
then you're
end of the
taking
day.
it off. Okay, so the contact lens is going to stick on the eye. In the course of wear, it picks up a lot of things, from dust to bacteria to fungi to everything you can think of. Now the contact lens stays on the eye. It has picked up the fungi or bacteria or whatever it is that it has picked up. It's sitting on the lens on your eye. You're wearing your lenses for averagely 8 hours or 10 hours. You shouldn't wear your contact lenses for more than 14 to 16 hours in a day.
Why?
The eye needs to breathe.
Okay.
Although the lenses are made of oxygen permeable materials, the types of plastics used to make the contact lenses are supposed to allow oxygen to pass through. So the eye needs to breathe. And so typically you should wear your contacts after 14 to 16 hours. You should take it off.
Okay.
And so the kind of bacteria that contact lenses usually pick up outside of fungi, there's a very difficult one which we call acanthamoeba.
Okay.
Once the contact lens picks up the acanthamoeba, what it does is that it begins to eat into the cornea. The outer surface, the very front layer of the eye. It burrows into the layers of the cornea. And so treatment becomes very difficult.
Wow.
And then you find that a lot of the time when this happens, if you're not lucky and then you pick up the acanthamoeba, if it's just any bacteria, I mean, we can sort you out with one or two
Drops and
antibiotics, yes. But if you pick up acanthamoeba, I'm sorry, but you're in trouble.
Wow.
Because what's going to happen is that now it has eaten into the cornea. It's going to cause you to have what we call keratitis. And a lot of the time, it leads to vision loss
Jesus.
in that eye. Yes. And so I always drum it in the ears of people. Do not buy contact lenses from makeup artists. Yes, it's for cosmetic purposes. And the fact that the person knows how to fit a contact lens on your eye does not mean the person is doing a proper thing. Even this one, which is the prosthetic one that we use for people who have corneal scars, I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
The people who must have suffered some level of injury to the eye and then it healed and left a scar. It healed and left a scar on the eye, yes. So this is a prosthetic one, a masking lens. This we use for people who have corneal scars. And depending on the location of the corneal scar, a lot of the time you lose vision in that eye.
Wow.
Especially if the scar is central, because all of the vision happens from the central cornea. And so you find that this one, the center of it is black.
Yeah.
So we use this to mask those who have the black, the whitish looking eyes. Even with this, There are parameters to it.
Yeah. So you don't just.
So it doesn't just happen like that. It doesn't just happen. And one thing also about contact lenses is that you can never sleep in your contact lenses.
Why? I have people who do that.
Yes. Although
What's wrong with that?
There are some specific types which you call the extended wears, which you can sleep in. But even that, you can sleep in them for a maximum of 5 days. But within the 5 days, at least you must have taken it out once to clean. And you clean with the contact lens solution.
We'll get to the cleaning, but why shouldn't we sleep with it?
Yes, you should never sleep in your contact lenses because it comes back to the same infection I was talking about. This thing is just like the eye. You've gone through the day, it has picked up a lot of things. You go to bed with it, and bacteria thrives in places where there is no oxygen. So your eyes are closed for 7-8 hours of sleep. Your eyes have been deprived of oxygen for that long. And the bacteria, that is like a breeding ground for the bacteria. And so you wake up with redness, pain, discharge. The eye is completely inflamed because you went to bed with the infected lens. And because your eyes have been closed, you gave it food, which is the no oxygen for the 7-8 hours. And they reproduce really fast, right? So you wake up with...
So we're looking at a picture there.
Yes.
What would be happening here?
That is a classical photo of a person who has developed bacterial keratitis as a result of contact lens wear. This person went to bed in the contact lenses, woke up with red, inflamed, discharging eyes, and so, but I mean treatment. So that green portion you see down there is as a result of a dye we use for corneal assessments.
Wow.
So we put in the dye. If there's any ulcer on the cornea, the dye picks it up and then colors it green. So that is a classical photo of bacterial keratitis.
Doc, we've talked about all the things not to do. Let's briefly talk about the right way to use contact lenses. Because you have a lot of things here that we need to walk through.
So the right way to use contact lenses, the primary rule, wash your hands.
Okay.
Basically, whether you're going to put the lenses with your finger or you're using the applicator. And your applicator must always be washed.
Okay.
Whether you're using it or not, it should always be washed. Now you also need the contact lens storage case.
Okay.
And the storage cases usually are marked R and L.
Right and
which
left.
is right and left. Reason being that some people have different prescriptions for each eye. And so if I have like this one, this is a -2 and this is a -4.
Okay.
So if my right eye is -2 and my left eye is -4, you shouldn't mix them up. Okay. Especially when you're wearing transparent lenses.
Okay.
Yes, of which the daily disposables usually come in. They are transparent lenses, and so it's very easy to mix them up.
Yeah.
And so
put them in the container.
you put them in the case with solution.
So don't put water, use the solution.
Never use water as a substitute.
Okay.
Water, although may be purified for human consumption, the eye environment is very different. Okay. It will not take water very well. Okay. And yes, in as much as water that we drink is purified, you'll be surprised.
Let's just not be scientists when we're doing these things.
You'll be surprised the kind of things that exist in the water.
Okay.
So you wash your hands, you take your contact lens out of the pack.
Put it in the container.
Like this, you rip it out. Pick your contact lens out, your washed hand, and then you go through the procedure, put it on your eye. At the end of the day, when you are back from work, you need to take them out.
Yeah.
Same procedure, you wash your hands, obviously you would have been taught how to fit and how to remove. Once you take it out, you must fill, and you must always replace the solution in the case.
Okay.
So you fill the container with the solution, drop your lens in, and that's it.
Then you're good to go.
You're good. That's for the monthly and then the yearly lenses. But for daily disposables,
just throw it away when you're done.
You just throw away when you're done with it.
Doc, I'm sure for a lot of us, this is a lot to consume. So where do we find you and contact you if you're thinking about getting our contact lenses so we do it the right way?
So You can find me at Sakumono Estates at Lotus Optical Center. I'm also on Instagram. You can throw your inquiries to me on Instagram at Lotus_Opticals, and I'll help you with all your contact lens inquiries which you may have.
Is there a number as well?
Yes, 020-418-1529. Jifa, you should try contact lenses.
You know, when I was in high school, I used to see people doing it, and it just turned me off. It's like,
It's completely safe.
From there, I was like, I'm not. But you've given me confidence. Like, if I have a professional, maybe I will. I'll
you should come for an assessment and try contact lenses.
We will do it, and then we'll show the viewers the whole process. Thank you so much, Doc, for being with us. Thank you, our home. So they are Lotus Optical Center. Okay, go there and find out all that you need to do on Instagram as well. We need to get a professional when we think about getting contact lenses, because you don't want to damage your eye just because you want another opportunity to take good care of